Mackenzie Smiley. Number 4, Alyssa Traylor. Number 8, Maggie Ginn. Number 13, Kelsey Adams.
Number 14,
McKenna Jackson. Number 16, Meriden Janina. Number 17, Hannah Young. Number 19, Lainey Fletcher.
And number
26, Morgan McDaniels.
God bless you, players, and have a good game.
All right, and we are back on here, Macy. Thank you for covering for me there and giving out the starting lineups tonight. A couple of new names in there for the Lady Tigers that I saw. Morgan McDaniels in, Sarah Grace Carnahan not even dressing tonight with a high ankle sprain, so she is out of the lineup. And getting the start tonight is going to be Pookie Traylor, Alyssa Traylor in the starting lineup tonight. So one thing about this roster, we've talked about before, Macy, it's deep, and you're not going to drop off hardly any putting those two players in place of the regular starters tonight.
Yeah, you definitely have where if a player gets tired maybe for a second, they can come out. You can put someone in that's evenly talented and not have to worry about kind of giving that position away or having a ball get down the field when you didn't want it to or anything like that.
Caldwell County in the home white tonight. They'll be traveling towards the west main end here at Butler Stadium. UHA in the visiting dark green. They'll be going towards the Washington Street end. UHA will have first possession. And Macy, I'll let you get over to get the clock in time because I totally blew that the last time we were here.
See, look, they're going the way that I don't like first, and they're going to go the way I do like second.
Yeah,
so
that's your
good.
favorite goal in the second half, and we are, as we've seen, a second half team. So we hope to get over the hump tonight. UHA puts it in play. UHA won the last meeting between these two teams in the third game of the season for the Lady Tigers back on a Saturday morning in the opening round of the All-A Classic. Close game 3-2, one that the Lady Tigers felt they could have won and should have won after the game was over. So they have been looking at this one on the schedule for a long time.
It was a really hard-fought game, and I don't think anything really played into it that one team was better than the other. Just kind of unlucky happened, and that was about it.
Foul called on Pookie Traylors. UHA worked it just across into their offensive end. Sun right above the old Hosier Mill building here with the early start time tonight. Varsity only for this contest, so that's why we're having the 6 o'clock start here on 103.3 The Tiger. Kick in, and that's going to be picked up by Drew Thomas easy as it goes over everybody's head. And Drew with the line drive bullet coming out. Midfield first touch by UHA, but over to Pookie Traylor. She wanted to drop to Freeman, goes by her, gets over to Jackson. Jackson has it to Fletcher. Fletcher with a nice one-on-one move gets it over to Freeman. Freeman with the drop back to Jackson. Both teams feeling each other out a little bit. Mason, you might speak on this a little bit, having played for so long. Tell us about your thoughts in the first 3 or 4 minutes of a game.
I mean, you want to come out strong, but you don't want to come out so strong that you kind of give everything away and you're not as ready. You just don't want to give it all away in the first few minutes. You want to kind of pace yourself, but still do really good in the very beginning. So you don't want to get discouraged if you don't do as well as you hoped, but you also don't want to give it all to where you can't give it all the rest of the half on that half.
UHA gains possession back. They come into their offensive end. Morgan McDaniels there defensively for the Tigers, forces the turnover to Kelsey Adams. Kelsey clears it downfield, taken by UHA, though, at the bottom of their defensive circle. They'll put it back in play on the offensive end. Just underway here at Butler Stadium, a couple of minutes in, no score. Shot on goal is going to be well wide to the left, and it'll be a goal kick for Drew Thomas. For UHA, Macy, you have to stop number 10, Lily Strader. You have to remember where she's at on the field the entire night. She probably won't come out. She's not going to change position much, but she's a threat to score just about any time she's in the offensive end.
Definitely. I mean, if you shut her down, you shut their entire offensive plays down. So that's just, you just have to remember almost to man mark her the whole time and just have someone on her every single time she even wants the ball.
And do you think that plays into Coach Jacobs having Mackenzie Smiley and Taylor Freeman both in the middle tonight, and instead of having Mackenzie up front, you've got two seniors knowing where that young lady's at the entire night?
I definitely think so. I mean, I remember during the first game they had Lainey Fletcher always on the forward, one of their other forwards, but she man-marked a lot, and then they had Lily man-marked in the middle, so I think that Jacobs already knows this is who we need to mark, this is who we need to shut down, and we'll be able to play a better game if we can shut them down.
Not only is she the leading scorer, but she's either leading or one of the top two in assists for UHA this season. The stats weren't updated in time for tonight's ball game on KHSAA, so she's going to be right there at the top. Like you said, the offense goes through number 10.
Right, and I mean, you just kind of, she's not just, it says it on paper, but you also know from playing her before that she is just as good as the paper makes her seem. So you just have to make sure you cut her off and you just keep her from touching the ball as much as she doesn't need to.
Almost a great lob by Taylor Freeman over the defense, but UHA able to get a foot on it, bring it back into their offensive end. Now there's number 10, Strader, dribbling down. Shot on goal from the top of the 18 is stopped by Drew Thomas, but she was way too deep in there, Macy. You've got to stop the ball. Anytime anybody has it, you've got to stop the ball, but especially when number 10 has it.
I think that's one of the main problems we have is we kind of leave the middle open a little too much, and they don't notice it until the last second, so it's a little bit scary.
Young with a good recovery play as the player got by McDaniels. But Hannah Young making a good defensive play, puts it out of bounds on the side. It'll be a throw-in deep of the offensive end for UHA. Throw comes in for the 6, headed by Young again, out of bounds, and back to UHA. Macy, we talked about Strader being the catalyst for UHA. For Caldwell County, it's almost just the opposite. Any number of girls can score, including your sister Meriden. You've got Lainey Fletcher, surprisingly a little bit to me, leading the team in goals this season. She's got about 13 on the year, 2 or 3 hat tricks on the season, so that shows her toughness and aggressiveness. And I think that's the thing that really separates Lainey from a lot of scorers in the region, is she has that aggressive attitude and willing to take the shot and put it on goal. And
that's how it should be. You should have multiple players who are top scorers, because if you just have one person that only scores a goal, then if the other team shuts that person down, your scoring opportunities are gone. So I'm glad that they do have at least 5 or 6 on the field every time that they have people on the field that can score a goal, and not just, and they're all equal in scoring their goals too.
Pookie Traylor, Mackenzie Smiley, you have several for the Lady Tigers. UHA controlled the goal kick, but Caldwell County fighting back now to Freeman. Freeman wanted to drop it, double teamed at midfield, gets it up to Fletcher. Fletcher also double teamed, loses it at midfield, but right back to Freeman. Freeman over to Janina. Nice corner ball played down to Lainey Fletcher by Janina. UHA is going to have it kicked out of bounds. It'll be Caldwell County throw deep in their offensive end. Macy, one key I think from back in, I think it was maybe back in August, that August 19th, these two teams played in that ball game, as that one's flicked and it'll go across the end line for a goal kick for UHA. In that game, UHA had the first touch way more than the Lady Tigers did, and we gave away a lot of possessions on that first touch, especially off big kicks by Drew Thomas in that ball game. Caldwell's got to improve on that and not give up those possessions tonight to UHA.
Yeah, winning a 50-50 ball definitely can make or break you whenever you're playing a soccer game.
Goal kick out comes to the base of the circle, far sideline. UHA has it at midfield. They're going to drop back to Strader. Strader with the referee in the way. 3 officials set here tonight at Butler Stadium, which is kind of unusual. I think Trigg County had a ball game canceled this past week because they couldn't find any referees. Unlucky for Taylor Freeman as she had the ball through. Now they get it back to Strader at midfield. She's going to change fields, come to UHA's left side. Ball played through to Young. Young gets it back up to Traylor. Traylor takes it over to Freeman. Almost a quick one-touch back to Traylor, but UHA kicks it away. Now they come down back to the middle of the field. Young there for Caldwell County. Nice defensive play by both squads so far tonight, although UHA controlling the offensive end just a little bit more than the Lady Tigers so far in this ball game, which is about 8 minutes old at this point. McKenna Jackson giving chase far sideline into the corner. She has a UHA player there. Jackson goes down. Now she has 2 players on her back fighting along the sideline. Jackson somehow comes out of 2 players with it on the sideline. Good play by her. UHA takes it back in. The shot now on goal, and it's going to be stopped on the ground by Drew Thomas. The ball bounced right to a clear lane for number 7. That's Allie Cundiff. Big kick out by Drew Thomas to midfield, but controlled again. And we talked about that just a minute ago, Macy. Caldwell's got to have that first touch on some of these 50-50 balls.
Right, and I think having a 1 forward kind of plays into that you have to kind of be able to see where Drew's going to kick it and go to that side of the field. And if you don't, then you're going to miss that ball when it comes there.
That's a good point to make. The kick from the goalie's got to start by what she sees upfield from where Janina's going to either go left, right, or middle, and you're going to direct that kick that way. Throw in by UHA, headed. I think that was Fletcher on that side. Now Strader's going to bring it back near sideline. She gets it down to number 6. Morgan McDaniel's there defensively for Caldwell County. As we mentioned, Sarah Grace Carnahan out of this ball game completely, not even dressed tonight, with a high ankle sprain. Maggie again in the middle for Caldwell County. In a battle with number 9. Good stop there by Jackson. As number 9 for UHA, Kate Kanzler, freshman, had an open shot for just a second. Good recovery by Jackson. Stops it, and it'll go out of bounds for a throw-in for UHA. Strader with the shot on goal. This one goes wide left. Good play by Drew Thomas. She had it covered the whole way. Goes across the end line for a goal kick. But still, UHA, Macy, controlling the offensive tempo so far in this game. 10 minutes in right now, no score. Drew gets it out, headed first by UHA. The bounce goes to Jackson. Jackson with a high clear, coming out looking for Laney Fletcher. Nice header by Laney. Gets it up to Freeman, back over to Fletcher. Now Freeman giving chase. I think Taylor wanted the ball through just to kind of switch roles a little bit, go to the forward spot for just a minute. Now Strader's going to take it back. They're really keying on this left side of this ball game, Macy.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell that, and you can hear their coach yelling who they're going to go for, so hopefully that Caldwell's girls will kind of hear that and move to it before the ball is kicked to that person.
Lucy Goffinette coming in for Pookie Trailer. Yeah, it looks like Strader really working to this left side, looking for number 6, Ashlyn Parker, a sophomore. Ball back in the middle of the field to Strader. Strader with a nice turn on Ginn, gets around her, dribbles up to the top of the 18, shot on goal, high and over the back of the net. And we got to give credit where credit's due, Macy. Strader is a whale of a player, just a junior midfielder for UHA, so we're going to see her again next year, but you've got to stay between her and the net.
Definitely. I mean, even if that means telling someone else, hey, get that person, I have her, or, you know, just talking is a key with that right there.
First touch on the kick out goes to UHA. Goffinette comes up with a nice deflection. Now Lucy's going to come down, gave up on the run because UHA was so much closer, but the Lady Blazers will kick it out of bounds, and it'll be throw in front of the bench for Caldwell County. There was Grace Pape defensively. Some freshmen in that starting lineup tonight for UHA. Statistically, they are number 2 in the region right now. Caldwell County down to 5th. Although the record doesn't really indicate how tough Caldwell is. They have played one of the most brutal schedules around. 3 losses and a tie against some, basically, Macy, you're talking top 5 to top 10 teams in the state, or maybe even higher, depending on how they do in their region. So Lady Tigers hustling up the field. It's going to be a throw-in far side just across midfield. And I think they've changed it to a foul called over there. It's going to be a free kick. Left foot by Adams. Gets it all the way to the goal. Fletcher and Janina there for Caldwell County, but picked up by the keeper. Nice header first touch by Smiley. Has it out at midfield, goes out of bounds off UHA, and it'll be Caldwell County ball. Good job by Fletcher to get the deflection from Freeman. Giving chase is Janina. UHA plays it back. Caldwell County going with the one forward at the moment. UHA brings it right under the broadcast booth at midfield. Number 6 has some room. She's going to dribble down the field. Plays it over to the middle. Give and go, but you've got Young there defensively for the Lady Tigers. She puts it out across the end line. It's going to be a corner kick, first one of the night for UHA. And that'll come right at the entrance gate here on the Washington Street end. Passing lanes, Macy, a little too open for you right now for that defense?
Yeah, I mean, I think that our girls just have a really hard time with moving from one player that's not really supposed to be their mark, but it's an open mark. So understanding that it's okay to move to that mark as long as someone else moved to yours. Like, one person should always have a mark, and I think we have a really tough time understanding that because some people don't think they should have a mark, and that kind of messes up the things a little bit. And sometimes people have 2 marks and should only have 1, and I think that's where a lot of the open lanes are coming from.
Caldwell County had the free kick. Nice deflection on the shot by Strader. Instead of the corner kick for UHA, it turned out to be a free kick for Caldwell County because of offsides call. Strader somehow able to get it back, take the shot from just about 20 yards out, deflected over the net by Drew Thomas. And it's going to be corner kick for UHA. Looks like number 5 going down to take this one. That's Grace Pape, a freshman. Near side defense is provided by Goffinet. Everybody else has their mark in the net. Kick is across, headed, and picked up by Drew Thomas. So good defense by the Lady Tigers. Drew will come out to the 18. The kick's going to hit right in front of Freeman. Freeman got the first touch on it, kept in on a nice play by Goffinet, able to kick it off a UHA player. It'll stay Caldwell County ball, and they'll throw in from in front of the UHA bench. Pookie Trailer set to check in. And coming out is going to be Merritt and Janina to get a break. Macy looking down the sideline, not a deep bench by UHA. They're going to play basically the same players most of the night, so stamina could come into play later on in this ball game because Caldwell County can really substitute a lot of players in and out.
Yeah, they had a few injuries, I think, Monday or Tuesday night, whichever night they played Fort Campbell, and they had about 3 or 4 girls out, so I'm sure that night was a very difficult night for them too.
Fletcher had one, takes a bump, and the referee is going to call that one. Laney took a whale of a bump trying to get the ball to the corner to Goffinet, so this will be about 5 yards past the midfield circle. Looks like Smiley will take this, and Macy, she's got plenty of leg to get this one in from there.
Yeah, and if not, someone can get ahead on it very easily.
Big kick going in, short hop, and caught by the keeper for UHA. Nice play, dangerous play, but good crashing there. You had Freeman, and you also had Fletcher in the box. Punt comes out, big kick all the way across midfield. It's going to bounce. Nice play by Adams not to rush the ball, able to hit it back, but it's Strader on the far sideline with Ginn in pursuit. Stop and go move by Strader, puts it back to UHA, back up to Strader. Strader has some room, looks down the field, cuts loose with a left-footed kick, stopped by Drew Thomas. But Macy still, for my liking, I'm sure Coach Jacobs is not going to like this. You're giving her way too much room to set up and take a shot, albeit from 20, 25 yards out. She's got plenty of leg to put that in, so you've got to be a little tighter on the defense on her.
Anytime you give any player multiple times to shoot, at some point they're going to get that perfect shot and it's going to go in, so you don't want to keep giving someone chances.
Fletcher has it taken away. Now this side, retreating is that line. Morgan McDaniel's on this side for Caldwell County. She's able to clear it out with the left foot to Pookie Trailer. Pookie has it, player on her back. She's able to come away with it, turn to the sideline, gets by one player. Now she's on the sideline, looks to take it back into the middle to Freeman. Freeman, had it for just a second, rolls by her. UHA kicks it out to midfield where Maggie Ginn has control of it. She's going to play it over to Freeman. Freeman takes it to Fletcher down the far sideline. Pookie Trailer running down the middle. Fletcher comes across. She goes inside the 18. Plays it back to Freeman. Freeman has it taken away right at the top of the 18. That really set up good for Caldwell County for just a couple of of kicks. Taking it back down is Mackenzie Smiley. Going to the corner is going to be Fletcher. That's going to roll and roll out of bounds near the gate on the far end. Best offensive opportunity there so far tonight, Macy, for Caldwell County, is they had a couple of looks and deep in the 18 by Laney Fletcher.
A really good setup. They just have to realize you got to do it quick and can't take your time. It's not going to be a perfect shot that you have.
Yeah, you can't look at option 2 and option 3. Sometimes
right.
You just got to go with option 1 and hope that it works.
A shot on goal is still a shot on goal, even if it's not that pretty and it's not what you wanted it to be.
Because I think statistically, probably 70%, if I read right, 60, 70% of goals are rebound goals that come off shots on goal. So statistically, your chances are better at a rebound shot. This ball goes into the offensive end, cleared out by Kelsey Adams. UHA had it fairly deep. Adams takes it to the sideline, and it'll be a throw-in for UHA. 21 minutes left in the first half. No score here at Butler Stadium. Sun just about over the old Holzer Mill where we can change out of sunglasses and take a better look. Battle in the far corner. UHA puts it across the middle. Number 7 with the shot is going to be deflected by Drew Thomas. That was Allie Cundiff, a senior. But UHA really pushing a lot of players up offensively when they have it up there. Caldwell County looks like a little bit unsure on who they're covering right now, Macy, at times.
I think that was the other player I was thinking of whenever I talked about Laney man-marking one of them. I'm pretty sure it was Allie Cundiff and Lily Strader that we man-marked the whole time, the last game.
This one's going to be another corner kick for UHA. They'll put it in play. It's up across the field, headed by Caldwell County a couple of times. UHA takes the last kick, still bouncing around in there, and Drew Thomas comes in and finally gets the rebound. A lot of 10 seconds in there inside that 6 for Caldwell County. That one bounced a lot. First touch on the kick out by UHA. They get it back down, going to their offensive end. Smiley there defensively for the Lady Tigers. And Macy, I'll let you take it for just a second. I am going to change these glasses so I can see a little bit better.
All right. Oh, we got a foul on Caldwell County about a little bit outside of the 18 for UHA. So they're going to take a direct kick. And it's off a header over the line. It should be a goal kick for Caldwell County.
And it is a little help on the officiating from Drew Thomas on that. She showed that it was just a slight deflection. And thank you, Macy, for taking that there. We're about 19 minutes left in the first half. I'll tell you what, it's time for our first break of the night. So we're going to take a break and we'll be back. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on 103.3 The Tiger.
You have trouble understanding liability or workers' comp insurance? Are your insurance premiums spiraling out of control? Whether you're a furniture store on Main Street, a plumber or electrician, or a locally owned bank or car dealer, we have a policy for you. We are the business insurance experts. Give me a call at 365-5541. You'll be glad you did.
And we're back at Butler Stadium. Foul called on Mackenzie Smiley. Direct kick by Strader is blocked away. Now Smiley charging up the field to try to get possession. She has it. Tries to make the lead pass to Pookie Trailer. Pookie one-on-one, far end, going towards the left side. Kicked out of bounds by UHA so they can set that defense. But a good job by Smiley to fight that one off at midfield. Now Freeman has it, plays it over to Goffinet. Goffinet has it taken away into open space. Coming up on a nice charge is Morgan McDaniels. UHA gets possession though. They'll take it back to this side of the field. And Macy, just a few seconds ago, UHA had another situation where we were giving her way too much time just to sit and walk the ball around. And Coach Jacobs really starting to get a little vocal on that to go to press the ball and put a little pressure on these players offensively for UHA.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of pointed out that they're leaving too many runs open and ready to go for them.
So the ball goes out of bounds. We'll see it goes to Caldwell County. It'll be a throw deep in their defensive end. McDaniels with the throw. Nice flick header by Taylor Freeman. Comes up in open field, picked up by UHA. They're going to switch fields. They go far side across the midfield circle. There defensively is number 19. It's Laney Fletcher. Should be Caldwell County ball out of bounds. Substitute coming in is going to be Kaylee McEnany. Referee did not see her at midfield. Ball goes out of bounds far side again near midfield. It's going to be UHA ball this time. Throw in goes, header right back to the thrower. Ball played to the middle. And they're going to come over to number 6 again. It's Ashlyn Parker, the sophomore, playing this left side. They try to lob it in. Mackenzie Smiley there puts it back across midfield for Caldwell County. Giving chase is Pookie Traylor, but the sweeper for UHA takes it back to midfield. Taylor Freeman really having to cover a lot of ground tonight, Macy, up in this spot. Just Freeman and Traylor or Freeman and Janina a lot of the early part of this ball game, and I think it's really starting to wear on Taylor just a little bit. Shot on goal is going to be well high.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those moments when Freeman moves to a girl on a marker, someone else needs to move to the mark she just left. Then you can cut off that space and cut their pass off and then go towards the goal. So it's just kind of you have to be out there to see it if your coach doesn't tell you to see it, and Jacobs might not be looking for it right now.
Yeah, the rotation is leaving a little bit to be desired tonight so far. Freeman does get to come out of the ball game along with Traylor. You've got McEnany and Janina back in the ball game. McEnany will take that midfielder spot. Janina back up at forward. Good block by Janina, but the big deflection goes all the way back to the 6 and easily picked up by UHA. Punt out comes to midfield. 2 Caldwell County players there. It sandwiched them, got in between, and UHA comes up with the first possession. They're going to work to this side again. Morgan McDaniels over there for Caldwell County. She's going to kick it out of bounds and reset the defense. But Macy, it's going from Cundiff at midfield to Parker here on the sideline. Then they're working it back towards Strader, letting her try to find an open spot. Now Strader has it inside the 18, left foot across. Good stop by Drew Hadley. On the deflection, though, it's going to go off a Caldwell County player. I think that was Young, and it'll be another corner kick for University Heights. As we're down to 14.5 minutes left in the first half. No score here at Butler Stadium. Big rematch here. These two teams played about 5 weeks ago with UHA pulling out a close 3-2 win.
Okay, this time, Green, let's win it.
And corner kick across. I don't know if it touched anybody. It's going to be...
Caught a little bit of, I think that's Laney over there. Caught someone on white, just a teeny bit of their head.
Just enough to get the throw on the far
enough.
side. UHA with the big boot towards the goal, well over the net. Good job by Smiley on that one as they packed in on that side on the throw in. She went up and put a pretty good little bump on Strader just to let her know she was around. So that's more of the proximity you need a player on Strader. You don't need to let her have 3, 4, 5 feet to dribble the ball around and look the field over.
And I've come to find out from watching the first time we played them, when you shut her down and don't give her any opportunities, she does not like it. She gets very mad and doesn't play as best of a game as she would if she was always getting the ball.
Ball dribbled around at midfield. Good job by Janina. Gets it to McEnany. McEnany looking up the field, wants to find Fletcher. Fletcher has it down that far sideline, pulls up, drops it back to Smiley. Smiley has a touch. 2 players closing in on her. She goes sideline off a UHA player. Strader comes up with it. Now she's going to dribble across midfield. Pulls back into her defensive end. Maggie again there defensively for the Lady Tigers. Give and go right back to Strader. Strader with the step over McEnany. Shot on goal is hooking and into the net. Big goal for Lily Strader. Right at the 13-minute mark left in the first half. And Macy, it's Basically, it was just a couple of stab attempts to try to take the ball from Strader, and she's way too good for that. She got around a couple of Caldwell players, had some open field, and she was still about 35 yards out, 30, 35 yards, but you could hear her coach telling her to pull the trigger. So Strader with the first goal of the night, and UHA takes the early 1-0 lead.
And like I said, you keep giving her those opportunities, she's going to take it, and there's not much Drew can do about it if you give her that perfect shot opportunity.
No, that one had the perfect height. Drew was stretched out as high as she could get. It just hit the upper right corner, about as pretty a shot as you're going to find. But the defense really has, and not just the defensive, when we say defense, we're not talking strictly about that back line, Macy. As we saw right there, these midfielders that come out and have to defend Strader have to do a little better job of having the right body position and the right distance between themselves and Strader to make a good play.
Yeah, potentially every player on the field should be able to play defense as well as you would hope for them to.
Caldwell County tries to get it to the offensive end. Sweeper for UHA, gets it back up the field. Young with a tough hitter, gets by her. Now Morgan McDaniels, all that's between UHA and a goal, as she kicks it out of bounds. Nice play by McDaniels to clear it. It'll be a throw-in from the far sideline for UHA. Perfect night for soccer here at Butler Stadium. Temperature, game time was in the 70s, but we'll probably be in the mid-60s by the time this one's over. Kaylee McEnany giving chase to Strader. Strader plays it back. Take it all the way back to midfield. Now back up looking for Strader. It's going to go off of Caldwell County. It'll be a throw-in at midfield for University Heights. Good charge on the ball by Goffinet. Goffinet takes it off a UHA player. Gets it back over to Janina. Janina has it taken away right at midfield. Charged there by Young. Young gets it up to Ginn. Ginn plays it far sideline, but a little bit too far for Fletcher. And it goes to UHA out of bounds, though, off of them on the return kick. And it'll be a throw for Caldwell County as Taylor Freeman will come back into the ball game. And Mackenzie Smiley will get a break. Stay tuned at halftime. We'll talk with Macy about adjustments she would make for Caldwell County from the first half. We'll look at the broadcast schedule tomorrow night. Of course, football as the Tigers head to Union County. We'll talk about that one at halftime also, so stay tuned for that. McEnany with the chip up to Goffinet, but cleared by UHA. This one was probably going to go out of bounds with the spin. It'll be a throw-in just past the Caldwell bench by Morgan McDaniels. Ball comes into Freeman. Freeman puts it in a nice spot for Ginn. Ginn charging up. Gets it over to McEnany. McEnany has it too far in front of her, kicks it forward. Nobody home for Caldwell County. Easy pickup for UHA. The deflection by McEnany gives it back to her, though. She's going to bring it over to Goffinet on the sideline. Lucy tried to keep it in, goes just out of bounds. Right idea, just a little bit late, and it'll go UHA ball in front of their own bench as we go to the 9-minute mark left here in the first half. Good play so far by Morgan McDaniels, getting a rare start tonight in place of Sarah Grace Carnahan. She'll throw it in, gets it to McEnany. The deflection from UHA as Young goes down. Looks like she banged a knee a little bit. Able to get the ball over to Fletcher. Fletcher plays it back to Jackson. Jackson with the chip looking for Freeman. There's Janina, comes up with nice body position, gets the steal away, looks for Fletcher down in the corner. Fletcher with the pull up. Now stop and go, takes it back into the 18. Double team down there. Gets it back to Freeman. Freeman double team. UHA really collapsing on whoever has the ball for Caldwell County. Fletcher with the shot on goal, scooped up easily by the keeper. Macy, I think the pressure that they're putting on us on the offensive end is what Coach Jacobs is looking for when they have the ball on their offensive end.
Yeah, I mean, they don't just let one person go at the ball with somebody. They say, okay, get off your mark, go to that person, and take them down. Don't let them get the shot on.
UHA with the big lob inside the 18. This one's still rolling. And McDaniels is going to kick this one out of bounds. UHA not an overly fast team, but they are quick on the offensive end. Their forwards and one of their midfielders really has some good speed.
And they don't make unlucky passes. They look where they're passing before they do it, and you don't see a lot of one-touch passing from them either. You see a lot of controlled passing.
Flick on the throw in by McEnany, gets it out to midfield. Janina thought about going for it, drops back as UHA will work it around their defensive line. Cleared back up the field. There they find number 11, that's Sheldon Covington, a senior forward. The deflection goes back off to Goffinette. Goffinette gets it to Ginn. Ginn wanted to go upfield, deflected by UHA, but it goes to Janina. Janina goes to the corner to Fletcher. Fletcher with a nice stop-and-go shot, knocked out of bounds and across the end line. Nice pull-up play by Lainey Fletcher and a nice hustle play by Meriden Janina to get that ball to her. Goes across the end line. It'll be the first corner kick of the night for Caldwell County.
That's the kind of shots that I'm saying they should take more of. It's just at the goal. It might not be pretty. It might not be what you want, but ball across the end line in the goal is a goal regardless.
That's right. It's not a postcard.
Right.
It's a scorecard. That's what we say in golf. It
does not have to be pretty.
Caldwell County plays it back out to Jackson at the top of the 18. She puts a shot on goal. It's going to be to the left and out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for UHA as Smiley comes back into the ball game. And she will come in for Kaylee McEnany, who will come out. Of course, just the one varsity game tonight, no JV game, so Coach Jacobs can freely use a lot of these players, not worrying about how much JV time they have played or will play. Goal kick comes out off of a couple of Tiger players, goes back to Jackson. Jackson tried to clear it downfield, shanked off the side of her foot just a little bit. UHA now has it back, but a good clear by Hannah Young. Gets it up to Mackenzie Smiley. Smiley goes over to Fletcher. Fletcher taken down hard. Just a couple of yards past the midfield circle to the left. So Smiley will take this one. You're probably looking at 40 yards out. Caldwell County sends 4 players down offensively. Smiley puts this one up in the air. It's going to go to the corner. And there is Goffinette put in. Almost off the post. And a deflection kick off of a Caldwell player is blocked by one of the defenders for UHA. Taylor Freeman put the shot on goal right off the side post. The deflection came out, looked like Meriden put the shot on, but the defender there for UHA able to block it with her body. Of course, she can't use her hands. And UHA dodged 2 or 3 bullets on that play to retain this 1-0 lead. Caldwell gets it back. There's Young taking it down the field, looking for Janina. Janina pops it through. But in this situation, Macy, it's 3-on-1 plus the keeper for UHA as they clear it back out to midfield. Foul at midfield is going to be called on Taylor Freeman. So the direct kick will come to UHA right at the center stripe. Just a tick over 4 minutes left in the first half. UHA leads this one 1-0 here at Butler Stadium. Kick by UHA looking for Strader, which is not going to fool anybody here in the stands. I mean, it would be surprising if they didn't look for Strader on some of these kicks. That one goes off the UHA player, and it's signaled Caldwell County's way by the center referee. But Macy, so far, a good clean game right now by both squads. And a conversation on the far sideline. The center referee goes over and talks to the sideline. I don't know if they'll reverse this call or what they're going to do on it. And he went over and talked to Young. I don't know what that was about. You may have an idea better than I do, Macy. It didn't look like anything overly physical.
Yeah, I tried to kind of listen in on the ref that's on our side, telling Jacobs what was going on, but I couldn't really fully understand what he was saying.
Pushed in the back on Meriden Janina, not called as UHA able to get it back across the field. One touch kick before it hit the ground by Ginn. Ball loose, middle of the field. Now Strader in a battle with Smiley. Strader wins that one, comes up the field. 3 players around her. She looks to drop it back. And she hits the ground. And that's one thing she does well too, Macy. It's
she flops.
Yeah.
If you want me to be completely honest about
That's
it.
what it is. It doesn't take a lot of
No,
push
it doesn't.
to get number 10 on the ground.
And I have told some of our girls, I'm saying, I know you're strong. I know you can stay on your feet. But if someone knocks you with more weight, than what you have on yourself, fall down,
Right.
especially if you're in the box.
So she has done it 3 times tonight.
Right.
On her direct kick, 2 kicks, point blank range, blocked by Drew Thomas. But you're absolutely right, Macy. It's not enough pressure to knock down anybody that's able to stand up on their own.
And I even tell them when I say it, I say, you know, I don't want you to fall down if you're going to have a shot. Don't do that. But if they're taking you off the ball enough every time to where you're losing a shot, fall down. Just do it.
She's very good at what she does, and she's picked up the call at least 3 times tonight so far on not much contact as she hits the ground.
And it doesn't make you a worse player by doing it either.
Right.
It makes you a smarter player.
It's not against the rules.
No, it is not.
She knows how to do it. So it's going to be a corner kick again for UHA. They set it up. We'll stop the clock with 1.5 minutes left. Kick is up and headed right to Drew Thomas. Ball still alive. And the referee's going to call it out of bounds on the end line. It's going to be a corner kick from in front of the concession stand. Strader takes it, drops it out to number 5, winds up. And that one would have been good on a Friday night as it clears everything on the backside. Net, power lines, and all as it goes out on Washington Street. And it'll be Caldwell County ball. And we are in purely referee stopwatch time out on the field right now in the first half. Caldwell trails this one 1-0. Both teams have had some good scoring opportunities tonight. UHA the only one to capitalize so far on a long kick by Strader in the 27th minute. Throw-in's going to come in front of Caldwell's bench by Goffinet. Goffinet gets it over to Ginn. Ginn has it taken away by Strader. Strader and Freeman battle at midfield. UHA will take it back and work the right side. There's Kelsey Adams and Jackson on the far side defensively. It goes off of UHA. Throw in by Jackson. Gets it quickly up the field, but headed by UHA right down into the corner. Jackson with a stop and go. Jackson with a player on her back, so she'll try to work it around, play it off of that player or play it back up the field. Does find Freeman. Freeman gets it over to Fletcher. Fletcher up the field to Smiley. Smiley has a little bit of room. She's got players on both sides. Puts a through ball looking for Janina. Janina in the left corner, one-on-one with number 5. And it looks like number 5 takes the ball, spin, stays on the sideline. It's going to be Caldwell County ball as Janina hits the ground. No call on that one. It'll be a throw-in deep in the offensive end for the Lady Tigers. They've got to go quickly as time should be just about out. Ball up, headed by UHA, still inside the 18. Now UHA clears it out to Ginn. And there's the whistle signaling the end of the first half. So after one half of play here at Butler Stadium, it's the UHA Lady Blazers 1, Caldwell County nothing. We'll be back to take a look at the first half and look ahead to the second and also take a look at the broadcast schedule. So stay tuned. We'll be back in 3 minutes. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on WPKY.
Yes, in a registry. One thing that impressed me the absolute most was they offer veterans and first responders always 10% off. That is impressive. And you've got to meet their adorable mascot, Dave. He is a golden doodle puppy. I'm definitely going to go by that. Where are they located? 235 Northfield Drive, right next to the bowling alley. Cozy living, just like a home should be.
Don't miss the store-wide going out of business sale at Sandra's Gatherings. You heard right. Sandra and Billy are going to the house, but not before offering their customers savings before they go. They want to reduce inventory now. Save 40% on all items store-wide. Shop now for the holidays and save 40% off all items store-wide. It's a going out of business clearance at Sandra's Gatherings, 160 East Main Street in Princeton.
Princeton Drug Company, 103 West Main in Princeton, proudly features low-cost prescriptions and friendly service. Princeton Drug offers in-town delivery, in-store pickup, or a convenient drive-thru window. Princeton Drug has a wide selection of Christian greeting cards for every occasion. Princeton Drug is open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, and on Saturday from 8:30 to 2:30. No deliveries on Saturday. Princeton Drug, 103 West Main Street, Princeton. Phone 365-5585.
Howdy, folks. Colonel Sanders from KFC here with some real news. My delicious, world-famous original recipe fried chicken is available at a KFC near you. It has been and will be until the end of time. No matter what's happening in the world, you can trust that my original recipe chicken is always made with the lemon herbs and spices. Many unnamed sources agree. It's delicious. Get it in a KFC $10 chicken share and enjoy it with a friend. KFC, it's still finger-licking good. Limited time offer. Participating KFC. Prices may vary. Tax and substitutions extra.
Porter Gas Company is a full-service local and family-owned propane company offering services in Princeton, Cadiz, Madisonville, and Murray. Right now, Porter Gas is offering specials on propane. Porter Gas offers Holland and Napoleon grills, Dixie choppers, and they also have Red Max weed eaters. Contact Porter Gas Company today for all of your residential, commercial, and agricultural propane needs. Porter Gas Company, a family tradition of service since 1951.
And welcome back here to Butler Stadium. We're at halftime as Caldwell County Lady Tigers trail UHA 1-0. A goal in the 27th minute by the leading scorer for UHA, Lily Strader, from about 25 yards out on a perfect shot into the upper right-hand corner over Drew Hadley Thomas, has given the Lady Blazers a lead. Macy Janina here with us tonight, former Lady Tiger star on color tonight. Macy, tell us what you saw in the first half and what Caldwell County is going to have to adjust as they take the field here in the second half.
I mean, I think they left a lot of people open. Even if they're really not shot takers for UHA, they still left them open in order to be able to play off the ball to somebody who is going to take the shot. They've left them open a lot. They left their middle open too much. Now, leaving a middle open sometimes can be okay if it's only every once in a while, but when you have their coach seeing it every time and saying take a shot when they're at least 30 yards out, you have a little bit of a problem that you need to fix, because you should never leave a middle player open. That's basics of soccer, is right. Do not leave your middle open. And I don't know if they just get so concerned about making sure that forwards aren't going to get the ball that they forget about midfield getting the ball and having a shot or what, but they've left that open too much. I think 50-50 balls, we're not winning them as much as we should. We did more towards the end of the first half than we did the beginning of the first half, and I definitely think after they got that goal, it was more of a, we were actually trying at that point more than just letting them kind of control the field as they were. Second half team, so hopefully he tells them everything that they need to fix and they come out knowing that they can beat this team. Like, there's no reason that they shouldn't beat them.
And you pointed it out, we are a second half team. We've gone 0-0 a couple of times this year. I think the most recent against Paducah Tillman maybe came out, put 6 in the net in the second half, and going towards your favorite end of the field here at Butler Stadium that we found out last time we were on the air. We'll be going towards the Washington Street end, so maybe that'll help the Lady Tigers get on the board. Defensively, you talked about how they were leaving the space open just a little bit too much, especially center of the field. Offensively, we really didn't get much going early in that first half. Toward the latter part of the first half, we were starting to find Fletcher. You were starting to get Smiley involved in the offense a little bit. And also Laney switched sides a couple of times. So I think the rotation offensively is a little bit better. But UHA defensively really collapses on that ball.
Yeah, I mean, they know how it works up there with each other. They know what works well. And I think I'll forever say this season, is that they just want those perfect shots. And it's like they're almost scared to take a one-touch shot. And maybe Jacobs has told them don't do it. I can't say that for sure, but I've seen multiple times where they've had shots open and they just don't take them. So I would just want to tell them, be selfish and take that shot, because your friends, your teammates are not going to be mad at you for taking a shot and getting a goal.
Right, especially against the UHA in a one-goal
right.
game.
I mean, this game is definitely an easy comeback game. It's 1-0 right now. You've got 40 more minutes of hard play, and being a second-half team, they should be able to come back in and get hopefully 4 goals. I hope UHA gets no more and we get 4, and that's it. But they had a lot of good opportunities at the end of the first half, and I think that'll be good coming out too, instead of having it opposite where they're not having any shots. I mean, they had a shot where they had what, 3 shots within like 30 seconds.
Out of the net.
Yeah, and they just happened to be unlucky and hit the post. So I mean, that happens, but those shots are what you want to keep taking. You don't just want to not take them just because you think you're not going to get it in.
Yeah, I think I actually said that's going to be a goal for Taylor Freeman because she was open, and she had some of Cortland's old luck at times where she hit the Cortland was good at the crossbar. That was her favorite, but Taylor hit that side post. It came back out to, I think it was Meriden that took the rebound shot. UHA had dropped a defender back inside the goal. Of course, she couldn't use her hands, blocked it right off her chest.
Right.
And UHA able to clear it after that. So Caldwell County had some chances in that first half, a little bit more as that half started to go along, as we were starting to play the ball down in the corners much better to Lainey Fletcher and also Lucy Goffinet as she came in. So these two teams, 1-0 is tough. We knew one goal, the first goal, would give somebody some confidence. So UHA probably has that right now. Caldwell County getting their instructions here in the halftime from Coach Jacobs. Let's take a look at the broadcast schedule coming up. We have football, of course, on Friday night. Caldwell County riding a big 5-game winning streak, 5-1 on the season. Big district matchup tomorrow night at Union County. Union County 5-0 on the season, but nowhere near the competition schedule-wise that Caldwell County has faced so far. So that should be a good game tomorrow night as we'll go to Union County. Bob Hayes will be on with Coach David Barnes at 6 o'clock. Then the pregame show with myself and Bob Hayes comes on at 6:30. Kickoff tomorrow night from Union County is at 7 o'clock, so hope you'll tune in on 103.3 or watch it on the live stream on WPKYonline.com. And then, Macy, I think I looked at the schedule right, and I don't know what your schedule looks like for Monday. In fact, I don't even know who is scheduled to be on the game, but Caldwell County plays at home against Crittenden County, and that is, even though Caldwell has added a game against McCracken on the 5th, I think they're using Monday night, and you may know more than I do with a sister in the program. I think that's still going to be senior night.
Yes, Crittenden is still senior night. I don't know what happened with McCracken to be added so late, but it just got added within the last week or two, I think. So, okay. But yeah, they're still using Monday as senior night for the girls.
So those of you listening, we would love to see a big crowd here on Monday night come out and support these seniors, a big group of seniors on this Lady Tiger squad. So love to have everybody come out. That is a 5:30 varsity game for Caldwell County and Crittenden County on Monday night. We'll be here. We'll go on right after the local news and cover the senior night activities and also the game between Caldwell and Crittenden on Monday night. Lady Tigers set to come back onto the field. UHA still in the huddle on the sideline. And looking over, looks like just about the same starting lineup. Yeah, Morgan McDaniels. I was looking for Morgan out there, as we said a couple of times in the first half. Sarah Grace Carnahan out tonight with a high ankle sprain. So she's going to nurse that. Says she's going to play. Of course, any player does, don't they, Macy?
Yeah.
I'm going to play the next game. But she told us before the game she is going to play on Monday night because it's senior night. I'm sure she wants to get in that game too. But she's a big piece of this Caldwell County team that looks to make a deep run in this year's regional tournament. Of course, Caldwell County automatically in the region after they win over Madisonville and Hopkins Central. So they are the regular season champion, a bye right into the district championship game here in a little over a week, maybe a week and a half, and a berth in the regional tournament. Caldwell County has first possession going towards the Washington Street end. Freeman takes it to Smiley. Smiley over to Pookie Traylor. Traylor played it back to McDaniels. McDaniels has it picked off up high in the offensive end for UHA. Now middle open again, and she's going to dribble about 10 yards, drop the ball, not off sides because we're kind of playing a sweeper. Lofted shot on goal, well over. That is number 7. We've called her name a few times tonight. That's Allie Cundiff. But Macy, you talked about it at halftime. Way too much time in the middle to dribble. She dribbled a good 10 yards before she gave the ball up.
Yeah, and she's not scared to dribble that ball, and neither is Lily Strader. So you just definitely cannot give either of those two girls an open spot in the middle.
Deflection shot on goal again by UHA, well over the top. But just seems like a lot of room between the UHA player with the ball in the middle of that field and the nearest Caldwell defender. It happened a lot in the first half, and it's starting that way, same way here in the second half. Drew Thomas will put this one into play. Just underway here in the second half. UHA leads this one 1-0 on a goal by Lily Strader in the 27th minute. Ball comes out. Janina in a battle. Loses that one to UHA. There's Strader. Strader puts a drop far side, but a good job by Pookie Traylor to go back and get that one. She wanted to play it over to McDaniels. McDaniels has it taken away at the top of the 18. Now they work it to the corner. McDaniels there defensively for the Lady Tigers. Good passing by UHA. The ball finally comes out towards Freeman, and it's going to begin to clear this one out towards midfield, but nobody in white around at the midfield circle as Strader comes back out to pick that one up. They work it to the far sideline. Ball loose at the top of the 18. Again there, tries to get it up to Freeman and does. Taylor looking for Pookie Traylor on the far side. Pookie comes back looking for a drop. She's going to take it back to McDaniels. And Morgan will clear it up to midfield. Ball loose on a high kick right at the center stripe. And controlled by Caldwell County. Turning and kicking is Taylor Freeman. One player back was Janina, but UHA with the 3 players back, able to take that one back up towards the offensive end. They'll work the far sideline, and Young's going to put this one out of bounds as she resets the defense. Janina, the lone Caldwell County offensive player, up as UHA throws this one in. They get it inside the 18, shot on goal, just barely too high. That one just maybe a foot, 2 feet over the crossbar, Macy. Not a bad shot, but still just way too much time from that close of proximity to give them the look.
You cannot let her dribble through everybody.
And another thing I don't think we've brought up in this ball game, the foot skills. Of course, Strader has them. She's a club player, plays all around. A lot of these girls do play club ball, as UHA has been known. One of the things they're known for is to travel as a team just about year-round. Foul's going to be called at midfield on Taylor Freeman. Be a direct kick from just 5 yards across midfield, but their ball handling skills are really causing us trouble tonight, especially you're not supposed to stab anyway. We're taking stabbing, trying to make steals with their good foot skills, and it's just not a good combination.
I mean, that's very true. It's hard not to stab. I mean, I stabbed. Everyone stabs, but you just have to tell yourself, okay, stop doing it. Break them down, put pressure on them, and they will make a mistake, and then you step in and take the ball.
Push on Pookie Traylor. She held her hand up. That was a clear push in the back, not called by the referee on the far side, but cleared out by Smiley. Smiley takes it to the back row of the bleachers. It'll be UHA throw, far sideline. Again, had the whiff. Comes back out to UHA. They're working that left side, dribbling down towards the 18. There's Strader with it, 25 yards out. Dribbles across the 7. Good job by Jackson. Jackson kept her feet. Shot on goal is going to be well wide to the right, and it'll be a goal kick. Basically, when you talk about stabbing for the ball, how much is your focus where you've really got to make your focus be a big point of emphasis in a big game like this compared to one you think you ought to mercy rule somebody or win 8 or 9 to 1?
I mean, you just have to know that this team, they do have the foot skills to get past you if you stab at them, and then they will. They're not going to just let you take the ball that easily. So with it being this type of game, you want to lower the mistakes you make as much as you possibly can.
Good defensive position there by Laney Fletcher. But we are just, seems like Macy just a step late. Not that the girls aren't trying. We don't want to give that idea to anybody at all, but it just seems like we're a step late getting up in a good defensive position with your knees bent and seeing the ball and squared up to your opponent. We're just a step late. The ball goes out of bounds, throw in UHA. And if you would like to talk to Coach Jacobs tonight, I'll make that offer to you. You can ask him about some of that. We'll have Coach up in the post-game show tonight after this ball game. Deflection easily picked up by Drew Thomas as it rolls straight to her. 34 minutes left in the second half. Still 1-0 UHA. Kick out, first touch by Freeman. She had a player on the back. The deflection goes back over to number 6. That's Ashlyn Parker, a sophomore. Shot on goal by Strader, just a little bit wide left, but still had plenty of kick on it to get in.
That's probably like the 15th shot on goal they've had in the last 7 minutes of the second half.
And I don't think so far in this second half, I don't think we've cracked the 18, maybe once early on, but that's about it. Time of possession pretty much in the favor of UHA all night tonight, although we closed the gap a little bit towards the end of the first half. Throw from Caldwell County goes into Freeman. Freeman's going to take it herself down the right side, plays it over to Janina. Janina had a player on her back, cleared out by UHA to midfield. Mackenzie Smiley there for the Lady Tigers. Wanted to play it to to Fletcher behind her. And UHA again on the move. Good crossover move by UHA. They put the long ball down in the direction of McDaniels. McDaniels is going to kick it out of bounds. Didn't take any chances, but the kick's going to go across the end line, and it'll be a corner kick for UHA. This one will come right under the scoreboard here at Butler Stadium. That's a smart play and a kind of a iffy play by McDaniel. She didn't take any chances and put Drew Hadley in a bad spot. She did clear it, although it gives UHA a corner kick as it went across the end line instead of trying to take that thing to the side. 32 minutes left in the ball game. UHA tees this one up under the scoreboard. Kick is up and across, headed by Strader, but goes off of her head well to the left. And it'll be a goal kick for Drew Thomas. Macy, if you were grading the effort tonight, they're playing hard. You could give them easily a B to a B minus in that. But I'm sure you and I'm sure Coach Jacobs and a lot of people expected just a little more aggressive play coming into this rematch with UHA.
I think they were more aggressive at the end of the first half than they are right now, for sure. They just don't act like they want it as much as UHA does. And being the underdog in this right now that lost the first time, they should want it more than they do.
Yeah, you really got to bring the fight, so to say, against this UHA team, because they're going to close in on the ball. You're going to have to expect bumps in the back. You're going to have to expect 2 players on you. You've got to be thinking a little bit ahead after you get the ball as Smiley comes out and McEnany back in. But like we said, they're not playing a bad game. They could win 75% of their ball games against average high school teams with what they're doing tonight. It's just you're playing the number 2 team in the region right now, and you really have to step it up a little bit. Lady Tigers have it. It's going to be a throw in far sideline near midfield. McDaniels takes it. Nice throw in. Looking for Freeman. Goes off of Freeman to Janina. Janina plays it up. Far sideline to Traylor. Traylor had some room for a second. Closed up on by UHA. Shot on goal from about 25 yards out by Janina. Caught by the keeper for UHA. Nice job by Laney Fletcher to be there to crash on that one. Put a little bit of pressure on that keeper. And the ball comes out to midfield on the kick. Adams with the loft. Janina pushed in the back a little bit, no call. Now UHA gets between a couple of players. Good play by Adams, but they're going to call her for the foul. Looked pretty good from here. Not a lot of contact.
Clean to me.
And she got a foot on the ball, so direct kick coming up for UHA from just about 25 to 28 yards out. Kick towards the goal. Headed first by UHA. That's going to go out of bounds across the end line, but out of a clump of girls like that, UHA able to get the first touch on it. Fortunately, not a good touch, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick as Lucy Goffinette will come into the ball game, and it looks like Pookie Traylor will come out for the Lady Tigers. Good showing by the Lady Tigers defensive line tonight. You've got 3 freshmen and a senior back there tonight, Macy, starting for the Lady Tigers. So against a good UHA team, that back line's doing a pretty good job of holding together and kind of a bend but don't break effort at times tonight.
Yeah, I mean, like we said before, you can't really expect anything else from the defensive line with how young they are.
UHA will kick this one out in front of the student section. Throw in coming up for Caldwell County. Nice flick on the header. Gets it over to Fletcher. Fletcher with the shot. It's going to be to the left. And it'll be a goal kick for UHA. But we're starting to get a few shots on that end now. If we can just work those into a few better shots and a few more white jerseys in the area. This goal kick comes out. First touch is going to be to Maggie Ginn. Goes off the side of her foot awkwardly. It'll go out of bounds in front of the Lady Tiger bench for a throw in UHA. Player still backing up. And if she gets any closer, she's going to be at midfield. She really able to work that sideline basically and come up. Gained about 10 yards on it. Ball goes out of bounds off Caldwell County. Throw in by UHA again. Kelsey Adams plays it back up the field. Nobody home for the Lady Tigers as UHA puts it back to the corner of the 18. Now right under the scoreboard, one-on-one is Jackson. UHA player slipped. Jackson goes down, or that's Kelsey Adams goes down, sandwiched between a couple of players, no call. Caldwell County comes back up, gets it to Freeman. Freeman wants to get it to Fletcher. Fletcher with a lob looking far side to Goffinette, but UHA takes it and pushes it back down the field. Now UHA in a sprint down the left sideline. They play the through ball. Kelsey Adams there for Caldwell County, but two UHA players come up. Now they go right corner. Crossover move, left-footed shot. It's going to be wide. Let's see if they can catch it before it goes out of bounds. They do. Keep it inbounds right across the net. Finally, Caldwell County plays it out to Laney, but it goes off Laney's leg, and it'll be a throw-in in front of the UHA bench for the Lady Blazers. Now that's the one-on-one moves right there, Macy, that we were talking about. That's number 7, Allie Cundiff. Put some very nice moves on. This will be easily picked up on the header, on the deflection by Drew Thomas, but she dribbled just like a basketball player would.
Yeah, I mean, if you keep giving her that time, she's going to keep doing it. But I think we've lessened it down a little bit to where we step to her, but still not as quick as we need to.
Now Strader on a run, going down into the 18, giving chase is McDaniels. Shot goes well to the side. It's going to be a corner kick, though, as they're going to call that one off of Morgan. And they will tee the ball up in the far side corner. 26 minutes even left in the ball game. UHA leads this one 1-0. Shot up and over everybody. That's going to roll weakly across the field, and it'll be throw Caldwell County as Mackenzie Smiley will check back into the ball game, and Meriden Janina will come out. Basically, let me ask you something. When you've got a good team like UHA and a good ball handling team like they are, defensively, are you worried about them doing crossover dribbles or going around you and making you look bad? Where you give them maybe a little extra room?
For me, yes, because defense was never my forte. But for most defensive players, I mean, they know that they're skilled enough to step in front and get the ball. I think it's just more of a they don't want to make the mistake to where it hurts the team more than it hurts them, I think.
You play a little more cautious is what you're saying.
Right.
Cross and the block. Hey, sir. Caldwell County has it go off their feet, out of bounds across the end line. It'll be another corner kick.
Do you mind if I come on?
Coach Jacobs wanting to talk to the middle ref, and Macy, you can try to pick this up a little bit as we get down near the 24-minute mark. And it's a earring situation for UHA. Earrings.
Oh, it's a yellow on the coach? Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
The players, when they do the inspections before the game, all the players are supposed to have that. So it is a yellow card on the coach. Say you had something illegal like the earrings or something in your uniform.
I thought it was, so the player has to come off and?
And the yellow card for the coach on
Okay.
the apparel. But it's still UHA corner kick.
I always triple checked, so I didn't make that mistake.
Kick is up. Headed first by UHA again. Goes down into the corner. Good job by Goffinette to lob that one up. McEnany giving chase going towards midfield. Nice steal from the back by Janina. Janina has it though, but you look up and you've got 5 off the hand of UHA. Good job there by Ginn to notice that. But Macy, you look up, you get it to Meriden, who's alone up here, and it's 4 UHA players. Kind of tough for her. She's going to have to pull it back, or it's just basically going across midfield and giving the ball away on a steal.
Right. I mean, you don't want to lose that goal opportunity. You'd rather drop it back a little bit and do it that way.
Handball kick is taken by Kelsey Adams. She gets it up just to the top of the 18. UHA with a high kick out. Ginn goes to the ground. No call as she was spun around pretty good. Now Janina goes up. Ball still high in the air, far sideline. Janina giving chase over there. Ball still loose. And I thought for a second it went out. Play seemed like it slowed down, but UHA is going to come back out. And they have it now back at midfield as Ginn's there defensively for Caldwell County. Lainey Fletcher coming back for the Lady Tigers. McKenna Jackson there also as UHA's player gets by both of them. Now the ball loose at the sideline. Good job by Fletcher. And kicked out of bounds finally by Jackson. Number 9, I think we've called her a couple of times tonight, a freshman. Good-looking freshman, Kate Kanzler for UHA, has some serious skills too. 22 minutes left in the ball game. Caldwell County trails this one 1-0. Ball played back out to Janina. She's got to have some help coming up the field. Here comes Goffinette. And Goffinette's going to be called with the foul as she went up trying to get a knee on the ball. Crashed into a UHA player, and it will go the other way from about 45 yards out. They'll take the direct kick. Ball in the air, goes into the 18. Caldwell did a good job, triple team Strader on that one. You knew where they were going, Macy. Their coaches said it all night. We're able to pick it up a little easier over here. But he's saying, find Lily, put it at Lily's feet. So it's no surprise to anybody in the house which way they're going. Caldwell County did a much better job putting bodies on both sides of Strader. That's an unfortunate play. Is going to go off Morgan McDaniels on the close play on the far corner. It's going to go out across the end line, though. It'll be a corner kick for UHA as Taylor Freeman check back into the ball game. She'll come in, and Kaylee McEnany will come back out for the Lady Tigers. Janina is going to come to the sideline for a little instruction as UHA tees this one up. Far side corner, 20 minutes left. 20.5 minutes left in the second half. That one's going to go across everybody. Out of bounds, far sideline, throw in Caldwell County. See if the Lady Tigers can get it out of that end before we go to break. Jackson with the throw. She brings it in to Freeman. Freeman with the flick up to Smiley. Smiley did a good job not over pursuing. Gets it over to Freeman. Ball at midfield. So with 20 minutes left in the ball game, we're going to take a quick break and be back for the last 20 minutes. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on WPKY.
Planters Bank, located at 208 North Jefferson Street, is locally owned and operated with a strong, sincere focus on customer service. Planters Bank has a diverse team of seasoned professionals in Western Kentucky and Clarksville, Tennessee. Since first opening their doors, Planters Bank has made a name for itself as an energetic player in the financial services market. Stop by and talk to the friendly folks at Planters and find out about the YouTube Rewards program. Planters Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Back to Butler Stadium. Shot on goal goes wide to the right by UHA, and it'll be a goal kick by Caldwell County. Macy, I think some adjustments the ladies are doing tonight as this game progresses. We're doing a much better job here at this point than early in the game about not over pursuing the offense of UHA and letting them make those little crossover kicks to get around somebody. They're doing a lot better job stopping early, getting in the defensive stance, and making them play a ball.
Right. I mean, you just want to keep them from always moving it up to their offensive side. and that's what's happening right now.
Ball gets across midfield. Meriden Janina is going to make a run for it. It's played back to the keeper. She's going to come out, take the kick at the top of the 18. Mackenzie Smiley has it just under the circle, puts the big lob up towards the goal, and it's going to go out of bounds across the inline. Goal kick for UHA. Good hustle down on that sideline by Janina to force that one back out. Another half step, she would have been in front of the keeper on the kick out. So goal kick, UHA brings it out near the midfield circle. Smiley with the first touch, but it had to be a shoulder. Smiley pointing to her shoulder. The referee saw it otherwise, gives it to UHA. With 18 minutes left in the ballgame, UHA leads this one 1-0. A goal by Lily Strader in the 23rd minute, standing up to this point. Or 27th minute, excuse me.
Hey, track him in.
Direct kick from the defensive end. Comes up, first touch by UHA. That'll go into the 18, picked up easily by Drew Hadley. Coach Jacobs feeling the urgency to start moving things with a little more urgency, in fact. Try to get his players up the field when Drew has the ball ready to kick. Freeman pushed in the back, still no call, and it's finally going. Good battle there between two very good players as Strader all over Freeman. Two all-region players. Freeman wins that battle. It'll be a direct kick. I think they could bring that up quite a bit. Kick by Young brings it up to Ginn. Ginn wants to take it to the sideline to Goffinette. Good job by Freeman to come in, make that steal in front of the student section. Still down in front. The deflection comes back out. Kick to goal is caught by the keeper for UHA. Big punt gets through a couple of players. Kelsey Adams able to put the lob back up. Goes by Janina. Shank on the kick out by UHA. Now Fletcher has it near sideline. She's at the top of the 18, turns it back in. Deflection comes back out to Ginn. Ginn puts it up into the 18. Nobody there for Caldwell County. UHA's back, played it back out instead of letting the keeper pick it up. Now it's Ginn again in a battle, goes down, and it'll be a direct kick. Good play by Maggie to go between a couple of players. Mackenzie Smiley quickly setting this one up from just about 26 yards out. Kick is up, low line drive kick fielded by the keeper. Not what she wanted on that one. I know she wanted a little more air under that one, and she had a couple of players closing in white, but it'll be a punt at the 18 for UHA.
That's one of the cons of the fast-paced game is you don't really get the chance to set up as much as you want, or you go too fast and you really didn't need to at that point, and then you miss out on your opportunity for a goal.
Ball played into the corner by Caldwell County. Lucy Goffinette thought about giving chase, well out of bounds before she could get a good run going. So it'll be a UHA throw down just in front of the concession stand. We are down under 16 minutes to play. Caldwell still trailing 1-0. And Smiley puts this one towards the goal. It'll go across the end line, and it'll be a goal kick. This team back in action on Monday night against Crittenden County for senior night. That's at 5:30. We want a big crowd here to send off several Caldwell County seniors. Macy, I think it's 7, 8, 9 seniors this year for the Lady Tigers.
I think we have 8, I think is the total this year. It's the most we've had in a while, that's for sure.
It is. Goal kick out, good job by Mackenzie Smiley. Gets it over to Freeman. Freeman bumped by Strader. This one's going to go towards the sideline, see if we can keep it in. It does not, but it goes off of UHA. It'll be a throw in. And Coach Jacobs really trying to up the pace here a little bit for the Lady Tigers. That one's in the corner. Janina with the block. Kicked out by UHA, but there was McDaniels with a nice play to get it back up.
Hold it, Emerson, hold it.
Now UHA plays it back. Strader takes it up the field off the back of her player. Good job by Jackson. And Jackson really pushed from the back. A lot of contact, no foul. Ball loose at midfield, controlled by UHA. Good job by Goffinette to force the issue there, as that one's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be UHA throw-in, far sideline. Instead, I'm sorry, Caldwell County throw in as Morgan McDaniels brought it in. Steal away by UHA as they take it down into the far corner. McDaniels there defensively for the Lady Tigers. Good job by her as UHA is forced to bring it back out. Now Smiley clears it all the way out to midfield to Freeman. Freeman with the deflection. Now Janina trying to get up through a couple of players. Still going towards the goal. Janina with the shot on goal off the keeper's knees. It's going to go back towards the corner. And still in play as UHA will clear this one up towards the student section. And they thought it was out of bounds. I think the referee at the far side did signal out of bounds, finally seen by the middle referee. But Janina had a good shot on goal. The keeper had to go down to her knees, deflected off her knees. So Caldwell really with the intensity more here in the last, what would you say, Macy, probably the last 5-6 minutes. Coach Jacobs has really told the girls to turn it up a notch, and they've controlled a large portion of this offensive end since they started to put the pressure.
Yeah, I wish that would have been the whole time, but it's hard to keep that intensity going the entire time.
Big lob by UHA all the way down the field. Drew Hadley's going to come out and play this one at the 18. She'll pick it up easily. 12:50 left in the ball game. Kick out to midfield. Strader had it for just a second. Now there's Ginn. Ginn tries to put it over that defensive backfield for UHA. Janina gives chase. Back over to Freeman in the middle. Freeman with a nice turn. Shot on goal is on the ground and scooped on a great play by the keeper for UHA. Laney Fletcher right there to put that one back in if she had the opportunity. Good job by Mackenzie Smiley, get first touch on that ball. And they're going to call her with an arm ball again. I think, Macy, you're probably checking the keeper for them. I would imagine she has made some great plays here in the last few minutes.
Yeah, but I can't really see her number, and they don't have who's a goalkeeper marked, so I'm not really sure. But yeah, I wanted to see if like her age, and I mean she's a good keeper. She probably, of course, plays some club ball, so I'm sure she does something other than just high school soccer.
Hey, let's keep the pressure high, ladies.
She may have saved the game for her team on that one because that was a nice shot on goal. Hand on that ball, no call. Caldwell County tries to clear it out of the 18.
Press it.
Fletcher does. So the UHA picks it up, gets it over to Strader. Strader now going far sideline. They back off of her, give it up to Morgan McDaniels. Morgan has the deflection, goes across the end. Pretty good communication by the Lady Tigers there not to have two players chase Strader. Strader giving off to McDaniels, who forced her to kick it. Goes off of McDaniels out of bounds. Corner kick now for UHA. They put the ball up, headed, and Caldwell County is going to kick this one out across the sideline. It'll be throw in for UHA. We tick down just under 11 minutes in the ball game. Blazers up 1-0. Good deflection, but that's going to go out, unfortunately, across the end line off of Taylor Freeman. It'll be a corner kick under the scoreboard for UHA. Big advantage tonight in corner kicks goes to the Lady Blazers. Kick is over across, goes through everybody, gets over to Taylor Freeman. Taylor has some room coming up, takes it up between a couple of players, still going toward midfield. Puts it down the far sideline, looking for Janina. That's going to go out of bounds into the student section. UHA will throw this in as we're at 10 minutes left in the ball game. Good job, far sideline. Battle over there. UHA picks it up, goes out of bounds off Caldwell County. They quickly get the ball back in. Center judge overruled the call, and he's going to say Caldwell County ball on the throw. McDaniels with the throw, nice throw in. Strader though kicks it back out. This one's going towards the 18. One UHA player, 1-on-2. There's Jackson for Caldwell County. Ball back out to Strader. Strader with some room. Still looking around, nobody coming out. Now Smiley comes out, puts some pressure on her. Makes a steal, in fact, gets it over to Taylor Freeman. Taylor has it taken back away by Strader as she plays it to the far sideline. Lucy Goffinette there for the Lady Tigers. Plays it over to Ginn. Again, puts it up the field, but nobody there in that spot where she kicks it to but a green player. And UHA takes possession back over, about 25 yards out, far sideline. Little give and go over there between a couple of players. Ball played into the 18. Good play out by Kelsey Adams, but again, right to a UHA player. Mackenzie Smiley tried to make a play. UHA puts a shot on goal. It'll roll out across the end line, and it'll be a goal kick for Caldwell County. Coach Jacobs really wanting his players to hustle back. Student section started to get into it a little bit on that far sideline. Macy, they had a great night here. The parents of the Lady Tigers offered free dinners tonight to the first 100 students through the gate. So we got to take our hats off to the Lady Tiger parents tonight for offering that up for the students. And we talk about it just about every game. We love the student section. Ball giving chase is Smiley. Good play by Fletcher. A couple of bumps, no call. Ginn's going to take it. Gets it between a couple of players, but there's UHA, number 7. Dribbles right towards the 18, still going towards it. Shot deflected by Adams. Rebound shot by UHA inside the 18. For a couple of players. Now Morgan McDaniel's able to put it across the far sideline. And it'll be a throw in UHA. One goal by Lily Strader in the 27th minute of the first half is all we've seen in the net tonight. UHA leads this one 1-0. Nice stop there by Drew Thomas. Another shot by Strader. Thomas is going to come up and take the punt at the top of her 18. Tries to get it out near midfield. Does. It's going to take a good bounce off of Taylor Freeman. Although it goes right back to UHA. Strader blocked there by Ginn on a nice defensive play by Ginn. Ginn hits the ground. The best defensive play by far tonight we've seen from Maggie Ginn on her guarding of Strader. And it's tougher having a sister playing. I understand that.
I'm like, I want them to win this so bad because I would say this year is the closest we've ever been to being able to beat UHA.
Ball played over to Ginn. Ginn scoops it, looking for Smiley, headed out by UHA. Now the ball at midfield. UHA giving chase. That's number 7, Allie Cundiff. We've called her name several times tonight. Another good player. She's at the level almost of Strader. Played it through, shot on goal, and it's in. Had to be offsides, but not called.
Sir, who held her on?
She was off, for sure.
It's number 9, Kate Kanzler.
Guys, you cannot let her be
basically,
on.
that's one of those that anybody familiar with soccer knows that that offsides call is just so subjective, and it has been for years and always will be, I suppose. But it looked like UHA well off on that play. Coach Jacobs asking who kept that player on not to get called offsides. No answer coming from the side judge on that one. So the goal by Kanzler gives Caldwell County their biggest deficit of the night, 2-0 to UHA, as we are down at 5.5 minutes left in this ball game. McDaniels gives chase to the far side. UHA brings it back out. There's Kanzler again looking towards the middle. Coming up is Cundiff. Cundiff against Fletcher. Cundiff with the shot on goal. It's going to go out across the end line left, and it'll be a goal kick for Caldwell County. Questionable call has given UHA their second goal of the night, one in each half so far. Ball back up to Janina now as Caldwell County tries to get something going offensively. Goffinet has it far sideline. Nice play over there, gets it over to the middle, looking for Fletcher. Fletcher's going to play it to the corner. Almost to Janina, but UHA is going to kick that one out. As Pookie Traylor set to check in for the Lady Tigers at the next opportunity. Caldwell County, I think that was Freeman, tried to get around the player. Now the ball rolls across the 6. Nobody able to get to it. You had Janina and you had Fletcher there, but just in front of both of those players, they weren't able to get a foot on it.
and it'll go out of bounds. Should be a corner kick for the Lady Tigers. And maybe not, maybe went out on the sideline. Hard to see from the dugout, but looks like it's going to be throw-in for Caldwell County.
4 minutes. Let's go hard, ladies.
Oh, they're saying it went off a Caldwell player on the end, so it's a goal kick, for UHA. First touch, Blazers. The deflection goes back to Strader. Strader clears it easily, just about the length of the field. Giving chase is Young. UHA dribbles into the 18. And finally cleared out of there by Young. Gets it out to Fletcher at midfield. Fletcher has some room. Look for Trailer. Trailer had the run, just didn't clear the header by UHA. Good job by Fletcher. Fletcher gets back, makes UHA come up, play it towards the middle of the field. There's Ginn, puts a nice touch over to Jackson. But Jackson kicks it in between two Caldwell County players to a UHA player as they pick up possession. The ball comes back to Mackenzie Smiley. That one's going to roll out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Lady Tigers as we are under 3 minutes to go in this one. And the Lady Tigers down 2-0. That one off of Smiley. It'll be Blazer throw-in. Mason, we've liked the intensity of the Lady Tigers in the last 10 to 15 minutes or so, but not able to put the points on the board. A questionable not offsides, no call on the offsides on UHA allows them to walk in basically from 7-8 yards out for the easy shot against Drew. She had no choice on that one. This one's going to go across the inline, and I think maybe Jackson was able to get there. We'll see where they spot this when they did, and it's going to be a throw-in deep for UHA. They bring it into Strader. Strader takes it across the top of the 18, puts a left-footed shot on, and just outside, but a nice shot. And that just kind of typifies the kind of player Strader is. She had a player on her shoulder the whole time, basically still able to rip a left-footed shot that missed by maybe 3 feet.
And those are the type of shots that I'm hoping our girls will start taking, even if, I mean, she will take that shot. If she's in front of the goal, she will turn her hips and take that shot, even if it's not the kind of shot she would rather have.
Ball rolls across, cleared out by Jackson. Jackson finds Fletcher. Fletcher puts it up the field, looking for Freeman. Several Lady Tiger substitutes coming in at the next opportunity. We are under 2 minutes to go in the ball game. And Macy, I'll let you say some of these, starting with number 9 coming in for Caldwell County.
We have number 9, Kara Morris. 23, Sophie Littlefield. We have, let's see.
Is number 12.
Number 12. And we have Asia Boyd, number 34. Yep.
34.
And I think, is that all we had come in?
McEnany also came in.
McEnany, there we go. Number 7.
So I think Coach Jacobs realizes this one is just about put away against a team that's shut the Lady Tigers out tonight so far in this one. A good effort. At times better than good, at times not so good tonight. So overall a decent effort by the Lady Tigers, just not enough goals on the opportunities they had. UHA cashed in a couple of times, and they'll leave Princeton with the win tonight. Boyd now kicks it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in Lady Blazers right in front of their own bench. Stay tuned after the game. We'll talk about how this one developed over the course of 80 minutes. Then we'll get a chance to talk to Coach Jacobs after the ball game, so stay tuned for that. Shot on goal blocked by Drew Hadley. Nice play by Drew. She had to lay out on that one to keep that one from making it 3-0. Spectacular play, but it's one that you just come to think that she makes just an ordinary play on her. You expect that from her, but that was a great play. She was stretched all the way out to her right.
She's had some amazing saves tonight, and the 2 that she did let in, there was no stopping them regardless of, you'd have to be as tall as the goal to stop either of those that went in. So
yeah, Strader's shot in that first half was as pretty as you'll ever see in a high school game. She scored from about 25 yards out and put it in a perfect spot in that corner. Shot on goal again. This one's going to go across the end line. The second goal they had, Macy, we did not get the offsides call. The referee on that side said that she was held on, although couldn't tell Coach Jacobs by whom. So that one at point blank range, and that's one Drew Hadley just makes a choice which way to go, and she chose the opposite direction. Whistle blows, and that ends it tonight from Butler Stadium. Final score tonight, UHA 2, Caldwell County Lady Tigers nothing. We'll be back to wrap this one up and talk to Coach Jacobs in 3 minutes, so stay tuned. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on WPKY.
Here's a safety reminder from Butler Electric. Farming can be dangerous, so take time to observe some simple safety precautions. Look at the power lines before getting off or out of your cab, and when loading and transporting machine-bearing trailers, and when raising equipment arms and extensions. Be careful when handling irrigation pipes, ladders, and rods, and keep equipment at least 10 feet away from power lines. And remember the kids. Kids love playing outdoors. It is up to all of us to ensure they do it safely. Anyway, remind you to remind the kids to stay away from electrical substations and avoid playing near green electrical boxes. Do not climb trees or fly kites from on airplanes near power lines. Keep ladders and poles away so the kids cannot climb them or raise them near power lines. A safety reminder from Penny Ryan Electric. Penny Ryan Electric, your touchstone energy cooperative.
Hello, this is Gloria Smith with the law office of Jeff Russo. Are you buying or selling real estate? Are you planning on refinancing your existing home loan? If so, you should be aware that you have your choice in which attorney provides the legal services associated with such transactions. Our law office has over 50 years of experience in real estate law. We pride ourselves on being cost-effective and having a quick turnaround time. If you're in need of such services, call us today at 365-2763 or find us on the web at www.jeffrussolaw.com. We are located in downtown Princeton on the east side of the courthouse.
This is an advertisement. Here's a reminder from your Princeton Electric Plant Board. Meter tampering is dangerous. Tampering with an electric meter is not only dangerous, it is dishonest against the law. Stealing electricity by tampering with an electric meter may result in your arrest and can even risk your life. Tampering with meters results in increased utility bills that everyone has to pay. If you see anyone tampering with an electric meter, call the Princeton Electric Plant Board right away at 270-265-2031. Princeton Electric Plant Board, Princeton's #1 energy source.
It's a lot of hard work and fast-paced time of year for our area farmers. Harvest time comes around quickly, and no one knows that better than Fredonia Valley Bank. Surrounded by beautiful corn and bean fields for the past 123 years, sits a real community bank, Fredonia Valley Bank. We find great pleasure in serving our customers and the hard-working farmers and businesses that make up our local communities. We keep the soil flowing through our veins and our hearts grounded in serving our local communities we call home. Visit us today at 602 Cassidy Avenue, Fredonia, and 226 Commerce Street, Eddyville. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we are back to Butler Stadium. Caldwell County loses a tough one tonight, 2-0 to the UHA Blazers. A big rematch game that they have been looking forward to for a while. Dennis Stevens here, along with former Tiger star, Lady Tiger star Macy Janina and Darren Lewis. And Macy, a goal in each half by UHA. Their star scored in the first half, kind of put the pressure on Caldwell County. Not a bad performance by the Lady Tigers by any means tonight, just not at the level it had to be tonight to pull out the win here against a tough UHA team.
I mean, they definitely could have played better. I think you can always play better even if you're playing your best, but I don't think there's any reason for them to hold their heads down with playing this team. And there's a possibility that we could see them in regionals depending on how they do and depending on how we do. So they need to realize that they didn't play them terribly and that UHA has always been a strong team and that it's always been really difficult to play up to their level. And I mean, from this game and the last game, we're still playing at their level, so that's something to be proud of.
Right, and you came into tonight, the players were looking forward to it. You had an injury that kept Sarah Grace Carnahan, one of your starting defensive backs, out tonight, so good play tonight from Morgan McDaniels. I thought she stepped up to the challenge, played really well tonight. You had 3 freshmen and a senior on that back line for Caldwell County.
And we've said it 1,000 times and probably keep saying it the rest of the season. I mean, they know what they're doing back there, and you can't ask for them to do anything more than what they're doing. They're doing what they've been taught, and they take criticism very well, and they listen to what Jacob says, and that's about all you can ask for from a defensive player.
And I think you said when you talked about doing what the coach said, I think they really responded in that second half. They were down 1-0 at that point. Coach Jacobs knew he needed a little more pressure offensively. He needed to up the tempo a little bit. He talked to the girls, got them into it. They started rolling. They had some shots in both halves from point-blank range in the first half, and then some nice opportunities in that second half. Just couldn't find the net. But they really looked like they responded when he upped the tempo. And
you can tell by what, being on this side over here by him, what he yells to them, and you immediately see a change in how the person he's yelling to is how they play. They'll step to somebody, or they'll come over and get like a 10-second pep talk, and back on the field they go. So I think they really respond well to him, and they listen to what he says, and they don't second guess what he tells them to do.
And it must be a pretty emotional loss because Coach Jacobs still down on the sideline talking to the Lady Tigers. Macy, talk about the play a little bit tonight, how we started out giving them a little bit too much room and maybe over pursuing on the defensive end. When a player would have the ball, we would go too far, they'd make an easy sidestep and come back the other way. As the game went along, I think the players started to realize that, and the defense was quite a bit better, I would say, in the second half.
Yeah, I think we started to close that gap a lot more, and then I think after they got their second goal, we kind of started letting it come back just a little bit. Not really holding our heads down, but thinking more offensively than they were defensively at that point. So I'm not going to tell Meriden she had a bad game, because she definitely did. I would tell any of them, like, you did a great job, like you did everything you could, and it's just an unlucky loss. But it's not a district loss. You're still first in the district. You're still getting a bye to regionals. So either way, you're still possibly going to meet them again. And I think if they do meet them again, I think third time's normally the charm in soccer games and football games and any type of sports game. Whenever you play a team 3 times and you lose the first 2, you normally will win that third time. I don't know. I don't know why it was like that my senior year for football with us against Murray. It's just I don't know. I guess someone gets way too ahead of themselves, and then the underdog can come in.
Well, that's just about in any sport. They always talk about how hard it is to beat somebody 3 times in the same season. So hopefully these 2 teams will meet up towards the middle of October. Hard to think about it being almost October now, but the next game by the Lady Tigers will be in October. This Monday night will be the senior night for the Lady Tigers, as they'll take on the Crittenden County Lady Rockets. That's here at Butler Stadium. It's a 5:30 kickoff for that ball game, varsity first that night. So a big night of activities. 8 seniors, I think you said earlier, Macy, for that ball game. And it's going to be a big night here for Caldwell County, one of the biggest graduating classes in recent history, or maybe ever, for the Lady Tigers, as they'll send 8 seniors out for their next to the last time. Ironically, it's not their last home game. Usually that's your last home game as a senior, but McCracken County has been added to the schedule, so the rest of the way it looks like Crittenden County on Monday, at Callaway on Tuesday, and then they'll finish next week against McCracken County here at Butler Stadium. The following week it's district tournament play, and that's at Hopkins Central, I think is where the district tournament is this year. Caldwell County in the championship game of that one, so they'll face the winner of Hopkins Central and Madisonville, and both of those teams in the championship game will move on to the regional tournament, and that will be played at Madisonville because of some regulations about the lighting in Lyon County wasn't up to KHSAA standards, according to somebody, so the tournament moved again, like it was several years ago when it was taken away from Caldwell County, moved to Madisonville. So it's going to be a tough road for the Lady Tigers over there. Whatever draw they get, tough place to play. So we think this is a team that can go places. And I'll tell you what, I think we're going to pass on Coach Jacobs tonight. He's still talking to some girls. I'm sure they're let down tonight, Macy, and you know how that is, lose a game that you really, really wanted. This one's going to hurt for a little while, but they'll take the weekend and come back on Monday night and be ready for the Lady Rockets. So that's going to do it for us tonight here from Butler Stadium. Tomorrow night it's high school football, so I hope you'll join us. 6 o'clock, Coach Barnes and Bob Hayes on at 6, pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock tomorrow night as Caldwell County travels to Union County in a big district matchup against the undefeated Braves. That's tomorrow night, so join us for that. So again, the final here tonight from Butler Stadium, it was UHA 2 and Caldwell County nothing. For Darren Lewis and Macy Janina, I'm Dennis Stevens. Have a good night, everybody.
You've been listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on your hometown radio station, WPKY The Tigers. Tonight's game brought to you by Echo Trolleys at Eddy Creek Marina, Caldwell Medical Center, Farmers Bank and Trust Company, Community Medical Clinic, McDonald's, First Southern National Bank, the Princeton Electric Plant Board, Fredonia Valley Bank, Pennywell Electric, Planters Bank, Tri-Fuse Incorporated, Portner Gas Company, KFC, A&W, Princeton Drug Company, Vander's Gatherings, and the Woodall Agency.
From the WPKY Weather Center, here's a look at the latest local forecast on 103.